All right, do you have a thing that you want to be like a Kirbie and blah, blah, blah?
I thought of one, but Anthony said it wasn't funny.
What is it? Let's hear it.
I'm full of loads. It's Kirbie Fully Loaded.
I'm Georgia Flu, friend of winners.
And I'm Majenta with a J, and I'm yesterday's news.
And we're
Face Down
Queens.
And welcome to Fashion Photo Reflew. We are very excited to have our winner of Boston Drag Gauntlet Cycle 2, Kirbie Fully Loaded, here.
Yay.
Congratulations, it was well deserved. I'm very excited for you.
Thank you.
I am curious what this means to you, particularly as an AFAB queen.
I've had so many people who are AFAB or trans who have come up to me since then and be like, oh, I'm gonna apply or I'm gonna start trying drag. And I think that just like putting that out into the universe is really cool.
I think it was fabulous that you won. It was a really great representation of who we are. Okay, so today we are doing a special fashion photo review. We're taking a look back at the entire Boston Drag Gauntlet Cycle 2. And we are sharing our top 20 looks from the season.
Everybody puts so much effort into every single one of these that they all deserve to be given their moment.
Yeah. Especially compared to our cycle where everybody but Majenta just kind of showed up. If they showed up.
First up at number 20, we actually have a tie. Alice HOWLS in her warrior look from the first challenge, and Veronica Powers in her magic look from the Coven challenge. Huge shout out to Alice for kicking things off with this really beautiful, stunning mountain warrior. Loved the horns and the feathers and the blonde hair with the gold. She looked great. And for Veronica Powers, this challenge was one where you could really see that she was listening to the critiques and taking them to heart and came back with a real transformation. She painted for the stage.
So next up at 19, we have Poison Envy from the first week as her coal miner mountain warrior. This was a really cute look, and it sort of set Poise up as someone who did very sort of conceptual looks that had a really clear narrative behind them, which she sort of followed through for the entire competition.
Next we have Paris from the girl group challenge, which was the comeback challenge. She had this like beautiful denim jacket on that her brother actually made, and I just think she like wore that so well, and it was so Paris style, and you could tell she felt like so comfortable and beautiful in it too.
And next up at number 17 is Toast with her lion look from the first week, the Warrior Challenge, made completely out of hair, which was a fantastic way to come into the competition and really show her creativity. It was a really remarkable look.
Next, at number 16, we have Miss Plain Jane and her sea creature look. Beautiful iridescent fabric, the ruffles on the arm pieces. She had this beautiful sort of armor on her shoulders and hands. And I got to watch Jane make a lot of that costume, and she put so much effort into it. She's so detail-oriented, and it really showed. I think it was a beautiful piece.
So next up at number 15, we've got BINX as Material Girl Madonna. This is just a great look. Obviously, she looks stunning. It's made by Miss Holly Water, who you can find and commission to make you things as well. She's a great, wonderful seamstress and a terrible person. We kind of, throughout the cycle, saw a lot of queens doing sort of classic drag queen references, but it was done to such a high level. Just everything was so immaculate that we couldn't help but be just knocked off our feet by it.
Next up at number 14 is our very special guest, Kirbie Fully Loaded, in her sea creature performance look, which was clamazing. Absolutely loved those pants. They're from Champagne.
Yep. And
the look was just fantastic, and I particularly loved when your pearl burst on stage.
That's a nice touch.
Yeah, Kirbie was hesitant to be featured on the list because she thought it would be shellfish.
Stop, I'm gonna clam up.
So next up at lucky number 13, we've got Plain Jane in her zip-tied recycled materials runway. This was a look that I think everybody kind of agreed was just stunning. It was very on trend with the zip ties, but she styled it in such a way that it still felt new and fresh and really cool.
Number 12 is Miss BINX in the Good Magic Earth challenge.
I love that look.
Oh my god, I'm gonna cream. Okay, I'm gonna
We're keeping it.
She looked so stunning. I believe this was like the first time she came out not wearing black. Floored. Like, I only got to watch the YouTube video back, but it was amazing. She looked beautiful. It was very like Lana Del Rey ethereal beauty, like just gorgeous.
Next up at number 11 is Atlas from the same challenge, Good Magic. It was this great look that had sort of an inherent sadness in the makeup and the little touches of blood. You could really tell that there was a story behind it. It was magical. I'm the Magic Challenge!
She served magic.
As we enter our top 10, we've got Plain Jane from the very first week.
I think she was our top.
I think she was
pick
our
that
winning
week.
hand.
Yeah, our winning hand. So we have to
we
stay
have
on
a word
brand.
for it.
I just remember her coming out and just being kind of awestruck at how beautiful it was and how it really embraced like Tundra Warrior. I'm not sure I would have known where to start with it, but she nailed it.
Yeah, I remember when she came down to the basement, I was like, oh fuck. Like, I need to go home and change. Like, this is not it. This is not it. This is stunning. She looks stunning. I feel like she doesn't wear black hair that much either.
Yeah.
And it's so striking. She's just beautiful.
Kind of rude, frankly.
It
Yeah.
really is.
I would
mean,
prefer that she not push her beauty in our faces.
It's really
Yeah.
inappropriate.
It's homophobic.
Yes.
During Pride.
Yeah,
Frankly.
I mean,
So,
yeah.
next fucking up at number 9, we've got Mariah as Big Ange. As Big Ange, if you didn't catch it.
I have to start this off by saying her breasts are literally cantaloupes.
And you can only mildly tell. No, but she looks so good. What I love about Marianne is she made everything herself and it looks stunning. Like, that is Big Ange.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that's not Big Ange.
Did you see that she said that she
I
made that
inspired
jumpsuit
this.
out of spite?
Out of spite for me! Because
Yes.
I told her to change up her silhouette.
And
so
then she won a
And
challenge.
then she won the challenge.
Well, there you
so,
go.
not
Yeah.
to take credit for her hard work and like comedic brilliance, but you're welcome.
So next up we have Atlas in the Sheroes and Villains challenge, your scene partner, as him from Powerpuff Girls. And I gotta say, this was another moment in the competition where just somebody walking on stage was like show-stopping.
Yeah.
It was such a good performance, the two of you.
Yeah.
And this look in particular, Atlas just killed it.
We worked hard for that, and what I love about this is, like, Atlas had so much fucking fun with it, and you could tell.
Coming in at number 7, we've got Plain Jane in her performance redemption look.
A bad witch.
A bad witch
Yeah.
representing air and wind and all that. This look was amazing, like so statuesque and slight evil to it, but like still, you kind of didn't mind that she was a witch destroying your life because she looked so good.
Yeah, she's a bad girl.
They told her to, like, cool it with the being, like, kind of slutty all the time, and so
she goes very like elegant.
Literally
did.
chin to toe covered
Covered
and
up.
still like seductive.
Yeah.
So next up at number 6 is BINX's unconventional materials look, which she made out of fashion magazines and safety pins and proceeded to destroy it on stage to make her way to the finale in the second to last challenge. It just, the way it moved, the creativity, the fact that it genuinely was like completely unconventional stuff put together.
She had safety pins, like, draped from
Yeah.
every piece of her. She had this, like, 2 long strands in front of her face, and the placement and everything, like, just something I would never think of that only BINX would think of, and it was beautiful. So beautiful.
It just moved in such an interesting, fascinating way that it's kind of hard to take your eyes off of it. Coming in at number 5, we've got Robin Edges from the very first week in her Savannah Warrior look.
And Robin won this challenge.
Oh,
She
yeah.
really came in fierce as fuck. Like, that look was so good, right down to the red painted head. To start off a drag competition bald is pretty ballsy.
Bold.
And
Bald and bold.
but yeah. So number 4 is yet again Miss BINX
Ugh.
with her sea creature lobster look. This picture, I swear to God, it is in the basement with shitty light against a fucked up wall, And BINX looks like she is modeling on the runway at New York Fashion Week. It's incredible.
Gorgeous.
I like that this look had like an element of camp to it with the big meaty claws. Like SpongeBob reference. Yeah.
I think this was one of the first things she made herself.
Oh.
And it was perfect.
Flawless.
And I kind of knew that as soon as she got a sewing machine, it would be over for
It's
all
over.
of us.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, we're
It's over
done.
for you hoes.
Yeah.
The end.
As we enter the top 3, fun fact, Majenta and I independently came up with full top 20 lists, and we had identical top 3 looks from this cycle in the same order. Coming in at number 3, we have Veronica Vandersnatch as Winifred from Hocus Pocus.
This was such a perfect recreation, and she made the whole
made
thing. Y'all, she
Bitch.
told me she learned to sew in order to make that
Make
outfit.
that outfit. It was worth it.
Yeah, that
Give
was
up
so
sewing
good.
now, you peaked.
Yeah, everything from like the top of the wig to the shoes on her feet was perfect. And you can't appreciate enough when someone makes something themselves and it turns out so,
Immaculate.
yeah, every detail was perfect.
Our number 2 look is one of our favorites, obviously. And this is a look where we have to include both of them because you can't tell them
Because I
apart.
cannot.
It's Plain Jane and BINX as the Boulay brothers from the Sheroes and Villains Challenge.
In person, I could not tell which was which. And so just the sort of skill and craft in replicating the makeup so perfectly. And then the looks themselves were also
Yeah.
stunning.
Well, just to think of that idea in
Yeah.
itself is like amazing.
And for our number 1 look of the
Whole
season,
cycle.
drum roll please, Kirbie Fully Loaded!
Oh my god!
In
In
her
her tampon maxi pad,
unconventional materials, brilliant gown look thing.
stunning Algonza, mama.
And we are not just picking that because she's here right now.
Yeah. Before
We-
the finale, I knew that was my top.
Go
look
back
for
and
the
watch
whole
the
cycle.
last Face Down Queens and you will see our immediate triple queen rating with
Not
Civ.
a second thought.
Absolutely loved it. It was stunning. It was such a brilliant idea.
Thank you. Yeah, we worked really hard on that. I always say I didn't do it by myself. My friend Miss Secret Queen and my beautiful friend Annette and myself worked tirelessly on that thing, and I'm really glad that it turned out the way it did.
I loved the ombre of the dyeing of the pads and the
Yeah.
detail.
Yeah, I had pads drying on like laundry drying racks
Uh-huh.
in my house for like 7 days. It took
Oh, wow.
so long for them to dry.
It's like
Wow.
you have a gay man walk in, they're like, "Is this how periods work?"
I'm like, I saved them.
That was an amazing look. I'm so proud of you. In addition to our top 20, we also wanted to give special recognition to somebody who we viewed as
The sort of fashion queen of
Yes.
the cycle.
our fashion supermodel of the cycle is
Got a lot of suspense here.
BINX.
Thank you.
BINX is incredible.
Consistently just
Yeah.
turned it the fuck out.
Nobody does BINX like BINX.
Kirbie, did you have a good time today?
I had so much fun.
Oh.
This is so much fun.
I'm so glad you came. Also, I think we should give huge thanks to Candy Dish, Amanda Playwith, Alan, Etsy Marks,
Violet Ultra.
Violet Ultra,
And the judges.
Chris Kniebel, Rocky Graziano, Caitlin Arcand, and Violencia exclamation point.
And Magenta.
And I was
Eh.
I was the Tundra
Eh.
Hall fill-in when Violencia was unavailable.
Well, and thank you to you two too, because this made the season really fun.
Oh,
in this,
good.
like, new and exciting way. Like, I
we
know
had-
every single one of us waited for it to come out and watch it, and used it to harass each other. For it.
I'm glad I could be an implementation of
Yeah.
bullying.
Yeah.
Georgia, what should our lovely audience do once they finish watching this video?
Or even before they finish watching it, they could
Right
like
now.
it. Right now. You could like it. Like it. Like it. You could subscribe to this channel. Do it. I'll wait. Okay, and then you can comment on this video when you're done with that. And then once you're done with all of that and the video's over, you can share it.
I just remembered we have a performance to go to shortly.
Yeah.
So,
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.